It's unbelievable. So, ladies and gentlemen, our first watch market update, watch of the day. It is the Rolex stainless steel gold, stainless steel and gold, the Sea Dweller, 43 millimeter. Reference number 1266013. I'm not going to give you the retail price. I don't feel like it. You do your own Googling if you want to know. I'm doing enough that I'm going to give you the reference number because I'm stupid like that. I'm stupid. Yo soy una jodienda, papi. Yo soy una jodienda. And I'm just going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the prices that I'm telling you are under retail. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a used slider condition material watch. Use. And I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that watch more than $13,500. And I'm not going to give you no drops either. I don't give you no drops. Drops really tire me. Mr. Dono said $14,000. He's on fire. But so am I. I'm on fire. So don't pay for that, okay? Our next watch is a Rolex Yellow Gold Yacht Master. Yellow Gold Yacht Master. White dial, blue ceramic bezel with the blue discontinue hand. The blue hand, the blue hand. Blue hand. Yellow gold. Reference number 116688. Ladies and gentlemen, this watch is over $45,000. Okay, over that. Okay, so you guys have an idea. Reference number again is the 116688. Don't pay for that watch, and I mean this. Don't pay for that watch more than $29,000 and dropping. You do whatever you want, papi. And discontinue. I don't want to say it, Dr. Evil. For what? Why am I going to say discontinue? Look at Mr. Donor giving away money, $32,000. Come on, no sea gilipollas. Give it to the animal shelters. Give it to UNICEF. Give it to the homeless. Give it. Don't give it to Deputy Boxing Black Eyes. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another watch here. It's the Rolex Yellow Gold Submariner, 41 millimeter, blue dial, blue ceramic bezel. Reference number 126618LB. LB. Ladies and gentlemen, do yourself a favor and don't pay for that watch. Don't pay. This is the channel that says the truth, papi. Papi, they're bleeding. They're mad. They're mad. They know, ladies and gentlemen, that I have single-handedly disrupted, rattled the Muppet Boiler Room secondary grade watch market channels and dealers. Papi, I've been the biggest thorn. I promise you, I've been the one. I'm gonna take all the credit. I've been the one, Papi. I'm gonna take all the credit. Don't forget that I have single-handedly rattled, disrupted, dismantled the Muppet Boiler Room secondary grade watch market channel dealer. That's all I got to tell you. Don't pay for that Submariner. Blue dial, blue ceramic bezel, yellow gold. Don't pay more than $32,000. $32,000. You can keep on hopping around through life like bunny rabbits. That is the price. That's right. And you know what? Lazy? I love when they're mad at me. You know that? Paco Gambino would always tell me, he would always tell me, Juan, listen to me, Juan. When somebody talks bad about you, don't get mad. That is a beautiful art. When somebody talks bad or good, you're in their head. Paco Gambino listen to me, Paco Gambino, he would tell me these words. Listen, you don't have to show no man, punches and fight. You just talk to them with words. You talk that to them with words, and your message will come across. You might even frighten them. He would tell me that. You know that? Can you believe that? A little short little man would tell me that. He says, you don't have to get, you just talk to them in precise words. And you might install fear in them. And I'm just letting you know what it is. You do whatever you want. Don't forget the name, Paco Gambino. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We have a gentleman that he's been lost for a while. I want to talk a little bit about him because we need to help him out. We call this guy, the San Francisco. He's always wandering around the streets, and he's gonna wax your sinus. Eugene. Eugene, better known as Jacob. They call him Jacob. His name is Eugene, but they call him Jacob McChicken. So we have to give him a hand. All right. So you're hearing this? This is for you, Mr. Eugene Jacob McChicken. Unbelievable. Listen. We know too much. I'm telling you, I hang out con gente terrible. Let's go. Our next watch is the Rolex White Gold Daytona 40 millimeter Ghost silver dial. The Ghost. Reference number 116509 40 millimeter. It's unbelievable. This is disgusting. The watch market is disgusting, ladies and gentlemen. It's disgusting. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that watch. And I mean this, you do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch more than $34,000 in dropping. All right, guys? You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex stainless steel Explorer. 42 millimeter white dial, with the orange hand. Believable. Reference number 226570. Explorer, stainless steel white dial with the orange hand. Unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, because I have to tell you the truth from this channel. Nobody's going to do that but me, And I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that watch more than $9,300 in dropping. All right, guys? Don't do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a watch here that you must pay attention, because you guys still believe that these watches are up there, all the way up. All the way up. They're not like us. All the way up. We're talking about the Rolex stainless steel Darth Vader. Darth Vader. Thank you very much, Dr. Evil, for that super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Evil. This is a watch, that I call it the Darth Vader. Darth Vader from Star Wars. Oh, Luke, my son, I love you, Luke. Darth Vader. Black dial, black ceramic bezel, silver gauges. Unbelievable, this watch. And this watch, at one moment, ladies and gentlemen, it was over $35,000. Unbelievable time machine, the Darth Vader 116500LN. Unbelievable watch. And I'm going to have to tell you the truth, the truth. I'm going to have to tell you the truth, Mr. Donut. I'm going to have to tell you the truth, Mr. Donut. Don't pay for that watch. Listen to me, Papi. The watch market is dead. I know it's hard to believe it. I know it's hard. It's dead. And, people, the content, these people out there, these creators, they're not motivated no more, Papa. Listen to me. What you were seeing out there was free money. The money has dried out. It's dried up, There's no more PPP loans. There's no more SBA loans. You understand me? There's no more unemployment protection, checks to pay their salaries to their workers. There's no more, Papi. What's wrong with you people? There's no more. It's over, man. It's over. What's left out there is your hard-earned money that you work hard cutting a check every week. So terminó ya, papi. It's hard, man, living in the penthouse and bringing you down to the third floor. It's hard. Nobody wants to leave the penthouse to the third floor. I mean, you're still in the building, but you're not no more in the penthouse. You're in the third floor now, you know? You know, the doorman doesn't look at you the same way no more. You know, there's a doorman that looks at you, you know, when you go to the penthouse, and there's a doorman that looks at you when you go to the third floor, like, ahí viene barato it. You know, two different things, you know. So, you know, I'm telling you, guys, you gotta be smart. You guys gotta be smart, ladies and gentlemen. Don't pay for the Darth Vader. Don't get scared. It's just a watch, papi. It's just a watch. Don't pay for more than $19,500. Okay? You understand me? You know, 2017, 2016. Don't pay. Listen to Dr. Evil. He'll tell you. Papi, this ya se lo terminó ya. You can't. You know, you can fool some people sometimes, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. ¿Ves? So you stand up. Stand up for your rights. No sean lambones y palomos. You know? Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a Rolex stainless steel Oyster Perpetual 41 millimeter flat blue, reference number 134300, new. Flat blue. Let me tell you, this watch, you know, be careful. But I'm going to tell you what you got to pay for that watch. Don't pay for that flat blue 41 millimeter Oyster Perpetual. Don't pay for it more than $9,400 and dropping. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Papi, let me explain to you something. If a watch costs $7,000 and it's a hot commodity watch that everybody wants, in my time, you know, you wanted a Milgauss when it came out. It was $7,200, a Milgauss. And your great watch market dealer would ask you for the watch. Look, I pay so much and I want $8,400 for the watch. You would pay for it and you were happy. But you guys got them accustomed to continue driving around their red gold fast car, their Montclair sweaters, Supreme hoodies, you know, Louis Vuitton Nike sneakers, ripped jeans, Supreme backpacks, sushi dinners, steak dinners with that guy that's bankrupt already. The guy that's bankrupt, you know, he throws salt, you know, in the steak. He has a white t-shirt, sunglasses, a Patek, and he takes a Fred Flintstone bone and puts it in your mouth, and he takes it out and puts it again back in and out. You gotta stop that already, bro. And then you're doing that in front of your girlfriend. What is that? What is that? Come on, no sea lambone. Sea lambone. I know what I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk about a watch, which I have this watch. It's a Rolex stainless steel Hawk. Submariner, green dial, green ceramic bezel. Reference number 116610LV. Unbelievable looking watch. Unbelievable. The most beautiful green dial in the game. No matter which green they bring today, nobody can beat that green. The most beautiful green dial. Rolex has it in the Rolex Submariner. The most beautiful green dial. I'm the Hawk, you know, a strong guy. Beautiful. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay. This watch is dropping, ladies and gentlemen. This watch is dropping. It's dropping. You want to use and you want a full set. If it is not full set, you don't want it. Use. Slider condition material. Yes, it's pretty good, the Muser, but I tell you, this Hawk green, papi, no una jodienda. Mr. Donut, you hit it right in the head. Don't pay for that watch. I gotta say it quickly because Mr. Donut put $15,000 And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for the hawk more than $14,800. All right, guys? You do yourself a favor. You do. Papi, esto está muerto. This is going to keep on dropping. This is going to keep on dropping. When I finish this live stream that I'm doing you guys a favor, you know, I should be right now laying in bed, you know, with my beautiful wife. My wife loves me and I love my wife, you know, believable. I'm here doing this for you because I'm doing, you know, I'm doing the man's work, you know, me and Sweet Kikino, you know. I'm going to watch the news. You're very welcome, Mike. I know you wanted that, you know, so there it is. I'm here doing this because this is what I do, you know. It's like, when you go to church and you do God's work, you know, I'm a disciple. I'm a disciple. Yes, I said it. I'm a disciple. So, you know, it's if I go watch the TV in the next hour and I hear that Iran did not stay with their arms crossed and they call their friend Hezbollah and they call their friend Hamas, you know, you understand me? You know, these people, they Hamas from Gaza, you know, and they call each other and they throw a bomb to that oil pipeline. Papi, esto se jodió. You know, it's this, el sombrero le va a quedar grande. You know, sometimes the cowboy hats you put on, it's too big. It's gonna be big for a couple of countries, you know, because those people, you know, they don't play around. Those people don't play around. They call their club friends, Spanky, Alfalfa, you know, Farina, you know, Porky, you know, Chubby. They all get together. And they, you know, in all those shows, you have a girl too, which she's another one too that's not good either. I forgot her name, but you know, she was always in love with Alfalfa, and then she would always cheat, you know, with Butch, you know, or with the rich kid, you know. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? The girl that, you know, Alfalfa loved, but she was always cheating. The same thing would happen with Popeye, with Olive Oil and Pluto, you know? Exactly. Always in these shows, you know, there's always a little zitch, you know? A little zitch always doing, you know, things, you know? And I used to get mad. I was like around 6, 7 years old, and I would get mad, you know? I was really mad because I forgot what was her name, man. But she was always cheating in Alfalfa. Poor Alfalfa. Oh, you know, and Buckwheat, and then Buckwheat would tell Alfalfa not to get sad, and, you know, and it's unbelievable. Forget about it. Forget about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk about a watch that I haven't made a watch market update on these watches because I have left all these people keep on giving you this, you know. Well, I'm going to give you this today. Today I'm going to give it to you. I have 33 organic watch channel subscribers. That is superb. You don't understand. We don't need 100 here. We need 33. That's all we need. 33 because they're organic and they're for real. And then the rest are locked down. They can't see. They can't come in. Next watch is a Patek Philippe Cubitus, stainless steel, 45 millimeter, green dial, reference number 5821/1A. I'm going to give you I'm going to be kind. I'm going to give you the retail price of that watch. Retail price of that watch is $43,263. At one moment, it was $41,400, I believe. But, you know, they keep on raising prices on you guys because that's how it is. You know, it's how it is. And ladies and gentlemen, this watch at one moment when it first came out, so many got flim-flammed. And I like it. I love it because they like it. They just like to give money away. You know, it's people having addiction, seeing other people living life, you know, and having fun and spending their money. They like that. It's like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man, but it's a horrible thing. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, and you do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. Don't pay for that watch, no matter what you see out there. The watch market is dead. Don't pay for that watch more than $77,000. You know, the stainless steel with the green dial, the Cubitus. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Dr. Evil. Don't do it, Dr. Evil. Don't do it. Stay at peace with yourself. Don't do it. Watch market is dead. You have to understand, Papi, they cannot continue. If you ask me, well, one, have the prices from the Corona era to today, have they come down? Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth, Papi. They have come down. They have. But it has been, if you haven't heard this, you're gonna hear it from me in a while. This one says it the way it is. It's been a slow pace going down. Because you dumbskis keep on holding it up for them. You know, you dumbskis, you continue holding it up for them. If you guys say, all of you, for the next month, I know I'm addicted to watches, but I'm not gonna, call, Deputy Boxing Black Eyes. I'm not gonna call no more the Hungry Hippo Mr. Magoo. I'm not gonna call no more Big Pun and Heavy D. I'm not gonna call no more the two Jehovah Witness brothers. You understand me? You know what I'm trying to say? And you stop doing that. It's the same thing that I'm telling you that gentleman, the gentleman from 47th Street, Uncle Johnny. Listen to him, don't listen to me. He's just repeating what I've been telling you all along. But you guys are too busy skip hopping around through life, through life and not listening to me. But if you guys stop asking for quotations, asking, source me this watch, source me this, the watch market, it goes down, but in a very lento, very, very, this thing should have been rock bottom already. Pero ustedes son unos lambones y unos sapos. Lambones y sapos. It's all your fault. Ladies and gentlemen, if they don't call me from any AD on the watches that I want, I'm not buying it from nobody. From nobody. Have they called me in these days? They always call me, but not for the watch I want. Not for the, and I tell them in a very respectable way, I'm waiting for this watch. Or as soon as you have it, let me know. I'll fly there with my wife. I'll stay there a couple of days, go to the beach. But just you guys keep on calling and calling and calling, so it stays there. But is it dropping? Of course it's dropping. But this thing had to be like in the year 2016. You guys continue. Es culpa de ustedes por ser lambones y gilipollas. Por ser gilipollas. And what do me and Sweet Kid Kino get? Nothing. We don't get nothing. You go over there and you want to talk to him. You want to talk to the other one. You want to talk to, Jiminy Cricket, the Chia Pet spray can hair. He's always, I don't know what, Charlie Brown, the Puerto Rican Charlie Brown. Papi, I've told you everything is dead. You take 1 month out of your life not requesting watch prices. Papi, that jewelry store over there, that hangs out with the toupee wig man, with the flower shirt, pink pants, green shoes, yellow belt. He's like 80 years old. He drives a Ferrari. And he hangs out with, those two guys, from Happy Feet, a night at the Roxbury. One is tall, one is short, one is smart, one is dumb. These people are asking $15,000 over the prices that I tell you guys. And you guys like that. Oh my God, I like that. Que bella que era. Porque son lambones, gilipollas, mocosos. No, Kilo, no te metas. No te metas. No te metas, soy yo hoy. No te metas. Our next watch is a Patek Philippe Cubitus, two-tone, 45mm blue dial, 5821/1AR. Retail price of that watch is $65,266. And I'm going to tell you, because I'm stupid like that, don't pay for that watch more than $81,000 and dropping, right? That's what it is. Our next watch is the Patek Philippe Cubitus Platinum Blue Strap, Blue Dial, 5822 Platinum. Unbelievable watch. Retail price of that watch is $92,707. 45 millimeter, all these watches, these Cubitus. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. But don't pay for that watch more than $131,000. And you tell them that I'm the one that says that price. You tell them that. When they hear my name, I don't know, a gentleman that's here, you know, he says they shake. You know? You tell them, Damon, you tell them. Okay? Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Our next watch is a Patek Philippe Aquanaut 5968A. Unbelievable, 42.2 millimeter. Orange hand, orange strap. Unbelievable watch. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. It's more unbelievable when I tell you the retail price of that watch. It's unbelievable. Retail price of that watch is $55,970. And ladies and gentlemen, because I'm stupid like that, I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that Patek Philippe Aquanaut 5968, 42.2 millimeter. Don't pay, and I mean this, don't pay for that watch more, and I mean don't pay more than $112,000. Right, guys? They're going to have fun with me tonight. They're not going to sleep well tonight, Papa. They're not going to sleep well with me tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is a watch that I have a special name for it, you know? You know, the James LeBron. You know who the James LeBron watch is? You know, this is the you know, James LeBron. You know, that guy's like 50 years old and he's still breaking records in the NBA, and he won't retire, and he has a son that's playing in the G League, and, you know, he's unbelievable, you know, breaking every single record he can, you know, exactly. You know what I'm trying to say, Damon. Thank you. You know what I'm trying to say. You know, he broke every record, you know. He's trying to be like, you know, like JM, and he's trying to be like, you know, Cubeta. You know Cubeta? Cubeta, you know? He passed away in a plane, you know? The Illuminati. You know? The helicopter. Unbelievable. Another story for another day for that. But, you know, I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is an incredible... Yeah, you know, you also have the two toddler body brothers, you know? Yeah, you do. You have them too. I mean, these people... But let me tell you something. I'm going to come, see, because where you have to, Paco Gambino always show me, where you have to give credit one, you give it. Even if you disagree with them, even if you dislike them, you give credit. And I'm going to tell you this. Yes, they're the ones that sell all those raffle tickets, you know, the two toddler body brothers. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. They're telling you real numbers that I respect, you know, numbers that when they are making a sale and when they are buying watches, you know, 5 foot, 4 inches, Paco Gambino. You see, Damon, he knows who he is, Paco Gambino. Man, small little man. He would tell me always, you tell him, even if you don't like him, it's nothing big. He would always tell me one, when you don't like somebody, listen and learn. When you don't like somebody and you say something positive of them, they respect you. They know you don't like them. They know that already. But they know you said something, you know, on their favor. Because where truth is truth, papi. So, you know, when you're looking at the two toddler body brothers out of, you know, Miami, listen and learn. Honestly, to be honest, Kino has told me this. Kino has told me this. Exactly. Damon, you're too smart, Bobby. Exactly. That's what he does. But I'm not doing it because of him, Damon. I'm doing it because of Mr. Paco Gambino, 5'4". Chacho. When he would talk to me, man, you know, power. Some people, some man. Let me explain to you something. And I'm not a fan of this actor. His name is Robert De Niro. I am a fan of Martin Scorsese, but I'm a bigger fan of Joe Pesci. Well, let me tell you something. If you ever, Bobby, these words, these scripts, man, they have to come from down under, man. You're only gonna hear these type of words. You know where you came from. Down deep. And if you ever see the movie, I think it's called my cousin Vanny Wright, but he did The Irishman. And I think he's done great on Raging Bull, Casino, Goodfellas. He was unbelievable. But his acting on the Irishman, I think it's called The Irishman. Irishman, wow. What that man talks there, Bobby, you should get some of that material in your head. Paco was Paco, muchacho, Paco, and that's what I'm trying to say. That when I see the English Irishman, I don't know, one of them those movies, I forget the name of it, and I see the way that he talks in the movie, I forgot his name too. I think his name was in the movie. He had a name, Buffalo. I think his name was Buffalo something. Buffalo something. And he spoke, and the way he tells the character of Robert De Niro in the movie. We did everything we could. It had to be done. And in life, it's like that for real. We did everything we could. We did everything we could. And Paco Gambino, he got me under his wings, and he would sit me down. And we would drink, coffee, and he would tell me things that would, blow my hair back. Not once, 2 and 3 times. He would blow it back and blow it front, blow it back and blow it front, and knock my socks off. These people would teach you words that, He says, hey, Juan, be careful with that gentleman. What do you mean, Paco? Be careful. That guy will take off your socks off without taking off your shoes. How do these people get that in their head? How? Porque son leones afeitados. These are lions that have been shaved. Anyway, guys, enough of that. You guys, you're not ready for this. I was talking about the James LeBron, reference number 16202 Ultra Thin, 39 millimeter, the James LeBron, with the smoke dial. Ladies and gentlemen, this watch has been acting so erratic, so crazy at 128, 175, 290, you understand me? The James LeBron, ultra thin, yellow gold, unbelievable. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you, listen, guys, when I'm no longer here, you guys are always going to remember me. Not Sweet Kikino, because Sweet Kikino is the owner of this channel. Joaquin is the owner of this channel, but I'm the voice. I'm the one that gives the face, because he doesn't have to. But you're going to miss me, all right? You're going to miss me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that AP Royal Oak Yellow Gold Smoke Dial 16202 ultra thin 39 millimeter, the James LeBron. I'm telling you, don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch more than $102,000. I know what I'm telling you. I'm telling you all this because you need to know all these things, ladies and gentlemen. You need to know all these things. They won't. Let me say something because I might forget. I'm telling you this. I'm going to tell all of you a secret. So listen and learn. I have been approached. I'm talking square business here. Square business. That means for real. If you don't know what square business means, it means for real. I've been approached from all those Michiganers that you guys do business with, that you guys like to do this, all of them have told me, why don't you join? You can do whatever you want. You guys don't believe me, right? I'm serious. You guys don't believe me, right? You guys don't believe me that I've been approached, right? I'm not for sale, exactly. But I have been approached by. Just stop saying that the watch market is dead. That's what you need to do. Do you understand me? Just stop saying that the watch market is dead. And I tell them, listen, man, to me, this is more of a gig, that I get to mock you guys and I get to laugh at you guys. Maybe if I needed the coins and nickels, I would do it. Maybe. The coins and nickels, I get it from you guys when you guys send me a little super chat, and I'm happy. That makes me, feel appreciated from you guys, right? And maybe I buy a new phone with a new microphone. So I say no, but everyone you can think of, everyone that you can think of, everyone. From that guy, Uncle Johnny, Eddie Monster. And I say, oh man. You want me to tell you one more thing? One more thing I'm going to tell you. Do you know how many channels? Now watch this one. Let's see how you guys react to this one. How many channels do you think I have been invited? Not Sweet Kikino, me. How many watch channels do you think have invited me to go live on their channel? Every single one of them. Every single one of them. I have been invited to every single one of them. I don't care. I'm telling you the truth. Every single one. From the kangaroo place to the, to Eugene, Eugene, the San Francisco cruiser, that'll wax your sinuses for free if you buy from him in the lips. You understand me? Everywhere. I say no. From one of the watch channels who I have a lot of respect for. And if you're hearing me, I'm going to say it. The gentleman, which I call in a sweet way, the West Virginia One-Eye Whitaker. Even the West Virginia One-Eye Whitaker has asked me many times to go on his show. And I'm going to say this live to all of you now. If I make one day a live, somewhere, If you're listening to me, West Virginia One Eye Whitaker, it will be with him. All right? I already said it. Guys, I'm going to give you the last watch market update of the evening. The last one. And here it goes. It's a beautiful watch. It's an AP Royal Oak Chrono. Reference number 26315. 38 millimeter. Unbelievable time machine. Unbelievable. 38, 38 millimeter watch. They call this watch, if you guys know what it is, they call this watch Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes. Unbelievable. Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes Panda. The Blue Eyes Panda. Unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you this because you need to know this. This watch is a very, very hot watch. I'll tell you what watches to me are, and this is one of them. This is beautiful watch. 38 millimeters, stainless steel, white dial, blue gauges. Beautiful watch. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, do yourself a favor and save your children's tuition money and don't pay for this watch. And if it's not full set, use slider condition material watches in this channel. Use, but full set. Don't pay for that watch more than $41,000 and dropping. Right, guys? There it is, guys. That's your watch market update for this day. This day that's an unbelievable day. What's happening in the world? I am gonna try tomorrow. Whatever I see tomorrow with the stock market, with gold, and whatever news I hear that Kino instructs me to share with you guys, I will probably be live tomorrow too. I will probably be live, right, guys? I want to thank all of you who really appreciate this channel, who really support this channel, just being here, and to the ones that gave us some kind of love, with some kind of super chats. Like I said again, this just keeps me going, guys. All right, it keeps me going for real. It makes me believe that I am wanted, and they want me to continue doing this. The day I see that it's not there no more, I'll run to the hills like a zitch. All right, guys? Don't forget we have a private watch group under my name, Juan Nieves, and the name is Opus in Time Watches. Try to request it. Maybe Samantha and Sweet Kikino to me, Joaquin to you, or let you in. All right, guys? And guys, like me and Sweet Kikino will say every day, take care and brush your hair. Peace.